Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Today's video is going to be a quick fire match reaction to 3 games, sort of an instinctive reaction. One being the Championship playoff final, Europa League final and the Champions League final. Now the reason I'm speaking so quickly is I've sort of set myself a challenge this time. I want this video to be exactly 10 minutes long, so I'm going to do 3 minutes 20 per final. And I've got a little alarm set here. And as you can see, that's counting down. And by the time it gets to 3 minutes 20, if I'm not finished talking about that game, then that's over and I have to start speaking about the next one. But I'm already quite a way into this one, so I'll start off with the playoff final because that's one where there's not as much really to talk about in terms of major ramifications. Pontus goes back to the Premier League, which is obviously quite sweet for him. Bittersweet that we didn't get to do it with him, and how mortified he was at losing two playoffs in a row, really. Leeds and then with Brentford, but it's great that they've gone up. Ivan Toney, he's going to be fantastic in the Premier League. I can't see him struggling really. With 33 goals and 10 assists this season. His penalty was put away with aplomb, and he actually had a shot from the edge of the box that he absolutely whacked, hit the underside of the crossbar, bounced off the line and bounced out again, so very unlucky. The only other goal was from Emiliano. Brentford had a counter-attack. It came across the box and he slotted it right in the bottom corner past their goalkeeper. Swansea didn't put on much of a fight. It was almost similar to... We'll come back to this. I can't compare it to other games. Not got time. So it was a good game in all. I thought it was going to be a better game than the Champions League final, and it was. Brentford have gone up. Good for Stewie Dallas as well. I've really not got anything against Brentford now that we're not in the same league as them, and it's quite nice to see them with their transfer policy and everything, the way that they run their club. The fact that they've gone up is quite good, really. It'd be interesting to see a different side, really, in the Premier League next season, because it's usually the same yo-yo clubs coming up and down. But yeah, like I say, they played very well. They've got some players that are very good, that they've managed to replace their existing players with, like Watkins and Benrahma, who were sold to Aston Villa and West Ham respectively. They've actually replaced them very well with players like Emiliano, Ivan Toney and Brian Mbeumo stepping up to the market and taking on that mantle that they had last season, because Ollie Watkins scored a lot of goals. I think he scored roughly 25 goals. Benrahma created a lot of goals, but they managed to replace them, and it seems as though they won't actually lose very many players, if any, when they go up to the Premier League this season, because they've actually done it. They've got to the Premier League, and I think they should be all right. You know, if they make a few good signings in the summer, they should be okay. The stadium's very small, but it's brand new, so they should do all right in the Premier League. That's it for that one. Now let's talk about the Europa League final. Ooh. That's the alarm going off. So, right, Europa League final. I really wanted Villarreal to win for obvious reasons. I'm a Leeds fan. This is a Leeds channel. I wanted Villarreal to win, but to be honest, I didn't really think they would. But I thought it'd be a lot tighter than what some people were saying. I think people like Paul Scholes before kickoff were saying that Manchester United on paper should run away with it. But I think we in this country with our punditry massively tend to underestimate foreign teams, just because we don't see them play as much, which is totally unfair. I think there's definitely an English club bias in the European competitions from our pundits, and they always say, oh, they should run away with this one. And we've seen where teams like Lyon knocked Manchester City out of the Champions League, and now Villarreal winning the Europa League over Manchester United. They thoroughly deserved it as well. Manchester United did create a few chances, but Villarreal defended so well, so bravely. Raul Albiol, He had a fantastic game. He's experienced, he's an older head, and he really sort of coached his younger defenders that were with him through that game, and they were fantastic. Albiol was on every header. Pau Torres as well at the back, and Pedraza, who was on loan at Leeds, if you remember. I think he only played a few games, but they were very well organised, well drilled. Unai Emery at the helm, and he's just a Europa League merchant, isn't he? Unai Emery. He consistently wins the competition. I think it must be his 4th or 5th time now that he's won it. He's fantastic in European competitions. Gerard Moreno, I think people underestimated him. He's got 23 goals in all competitions this season. Or it might even just be 23 goals 30 goals in all competitions, 23 in La Liga. So he's not to be underestimated. It took one cross into the box from a really well worked free kick where you could see that I think it was Albiol was waiting for Gerard Moreno's run across him and actually put his shoulder into a defender so the defender couldn't turn. It might have been Shaw. And then before Lindelof can really react, Gerard Moreno's across him and he's sort of a bit of a scuff but dinked it over the keeper. And it was a fantastic finish from Gerard Moreno. So yeah, they truly deserved that, and I'm really glad that they won that because that's their first major European competition win, and they deserved it. They thoroughly deserved it. They deserved to beat Arsenal. They deserved to beat Manchester United, and they deserved to lift the trophy at the end of it all. They were great, and I really appreciated that how much it meant to those players at the final whistle. So that was a good game actually from a tactical point of view. It wasn't thrilling in terms of chances, but from a tactical point of view. And the penalty shootout, oh God, I've got 20 seconds. A penalty shootout, 11-10 on penalties. All the penalties were excellent. Some of them you think Geronimo Rulli could have got to maybe a little bit better. He saved some into his own net, but in the end, he put his penalty right in the top corner, and then De Gea missed his down to the keeper's left. And that was a fantastic win for Villarreal. Done. Now on to the Champions League final. Oh my God, this is quick-faced. Champions League final, last night it was. That's why I've only done this video now. I was waiting for all of the games to be done. Champions League final, what can I say? Boring. No, at some points it was boring because Chelsea, you can argue, play a negative sort of defensive style of football under Tuchel. But once they go 1-0 up, they don't concede, and they don't finish. They don't lose from that position really. Thiago Silva goes off injured about 30 minutes in. Gutted for him because I don't like Chelsea, but I like Thiago Silva. You can't not really. He's been around the game. He's played for AC Milan, PSG, now Chelsea. And he's a consummate professional. He's 36 years old, but just like Raul Albiol in the Europa League final, he's been fantastic this season, and he's really marshalled his defence and used his experienced older head to guide his players through. Kai Havertz at 21 years of age, scoring the winner, took it round Ederson and put it in an open net. It was the only real clear-cut chance other than the one where Pulisic was put through and he just sort of chipped it wide of the post. City, I think they created one shot on target in 97 minutes or whatever it was. I think Chelsea really, in the end, deserved to win based on how they played in that particular game, but really I would have preferred City to win, play more attacking, more exciting football, but Guardiola really got it wrong in that game. He's been playing with at least one holding midfielder all season, whether it be Rodri or whether it be Fernandinho, and he suddenly decides he doesn't want any holding midfielders and plays Bernardo Silva and Gundogan in the centre of the park. Gundogan can defend, but you can't leave him there with Bernardo Silva, who's a very attacking player, and expect him to do all of the defensive work. He's very much a complementary defensive midfielder. If you were to play Rodri or if you were to play Fernandinho, then you've got the rock in one of those two, who's actually a good proficient defender, and then you've got Gundogan who can help out and make tackles in there. Bernardo Silva not so much. So I don't know why he decided in the final of the Champions League was the right time to experiment and try something different, but it wasn't the right time, and they were made to pay for it. Sterling, who's not been on it all season, he didn't really manage to do much because Reece James was absolutely fantastic. Spoke about Reece James in my Euros video. He's got to start at the Euros for me. He's shown that this season that he's fantastic both defensively and attacking wise. Mason Mount, he was very good, and it was a fantastic win for Chelsea to get, but the actual game as a spectacle wasn't that brilliant. City will be back, and I think City will eventually win the Champions League, but as of right now, Chelsea are the Champions League winners. and they deserved it on the day. 10 seconds left, so that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching Leeds lately. No, this isn't about Leeds. This is about the European finals and the Championship playoff final. But I just thought, as there's no football on from a Leeds perspective, I liked football in general, and I watched all 3 games, so I'd get this out. You'll be seeing many more videos from me in the future. Just because the season's over doesn't mean that there is no videos from me. There'll be many more videos in the future. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.